games that are repetitive but fun, right? So are repetitive but fun. Some games, has will have a lot of repetition in terms of the objective, the overall purpose of the game, or a side objective, etc. But these games here, this is gonna be a video of games that are repetitive but fun. Please like, share, subscribe, share the video all over. Subscribe to my second channel. I'm gonna leave it down below in the comments, right? And a comment down below, right, for any suggestions. First off, is gonna be Mad Max. Mad Max as a game, right? It's an open world type of, a post-apocalyptic type game, right? Where you have to basically find resources for your car, for various things like for fighting, etc. Plus, as well in Mad Max, you are offensively very limited, right? In Mad Max game, the guns are very limited, right? And bullets are very rare. Ammo is very rare. Fuel is very rare. So yeah, offensively you are very limited. But in what you can do, like the fighting, it's a lot of fist fighting, like in the game. It's a lot of a driving. You could even do like a demolition derby, which is pretty cool. Like a mini demolition derby. But yeah, Mad Max is one of those games that's fun but are repetitive. It's a lot of go here, loot this, go here, I fight off these enemies and gain more loot. So it's a lot of that. Go here, gain more loot, right? But in the process, though, it's very fun. In the process, how you take down the enemies, the combat feels very fluent. The crafting system, feels very fluent. Upgrading cars, vehicles feels, there's tons of upgrades, right? Exhaust system, tune-ups, etc. But Mad Max though is one of those games where it's are repetitive and fun. And the driving is also very fun. Lots of driving, tons of driving, like in this game, in like this post-apocalyptic desert. But yeah, Mad Max, that's one. Right beside this, Doom, another example, Doom 2016, the original, I believe, is the Doom remake, right? So Doom, right, with Doom is a lot of taking out enemies, killing enemies in this badass fast-paced way, killing the demons, right, or whatever they are, aliens, demons really they call, in these cool ass animations. But Doom, like what really makes Doom fun is that how you again is a fast-pacedness to the game, right? Even though it's very repetitive. You're trapped in a certain area and you have to take out all the enemies before you can progress. But it is very fun, like in the process, taking out the enemies and going through the weapon wheel, right, with a various type of weapons that you have in the game. The weapon wheel as well makes it very fun. You have the rocket launcher, the pistol, the double barrel shotgun, the other shotgun, the minigun, etc. So tons of weapons here. But yeah, Doom is another example. Right beside is Plague Tale Requiem. And Plague Tale Requiem is repetitive, where it's very surrounded by the stealth, like heavily stealth. This is a stealth oriented game, right? In the medieval type times, and the medieval times back then, obviously, there were no guns, right? But one thing about it though is you have to stealth, so you have to crouch into like these fields or whatever it be, these grass fields or whatever corn fields, and you gotta try to avoid being spotted by the enemy. And somehow you have a slingshot. You have a slingshot. You eventually get a crossbow, and like a smoke bomb. But that's all. So offensively, you're very limited. But like in the gameplay and the cinematic wise, kind of carries it. Very similar. Like I took a lot of ideas from Uncharted and Last of Us, and really made it feel very real. Like the overall experience felt very real, and very powerful storytelling here. And yeah, that's what really made it fun. Overall, it is kind of repetitive here, but lots of stealth. It's really gonna drive you crazy. It's really gonna challenge you, and some parts of the game like really, really, really are challenging me. But Plague Tale Requiem as another example. Last one here now is gonna be another one is Ratchet Deadlock. Ratchet Deadlocked, which Ratchet Deadlock is like a arcade heavy Ratchet and Clank Ratchet game, right? So there's just Ratchet here. There's Ratchet. Clank is in it, but he's in the cutscenes only, which is kind of silly. But it's a lot of go here. You go arcade to arcade. You're stuck. You're trapped in this arena. Well, well, not arena, in this arcade mode. So there's no story. There's no actual story. There's a mini story, but Ratchet Deadlock is a lot of, you have Ratchet, then you got these two armored bots that follow you around, and the armored bots, they go around, and the objectives are very, very, very similar. Are very similar across missions. Go here, unlock this node, go here, take out enemies like in this round. It's a lot of go here, unlock this node, go here, take out these enemies, go here, race through this time trial. And but through those three different objectives is very repetitive, right? It's just mostly gonna trap you in those three objectives. There are some exceptions, but for the most part you're going to be doing those things. But overall it's very fun. It gets very 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 fun after a while. And Ratchet and Clank games, they flow very, they have a certain flow to the game that makes it really fun. I just want to play more and more and more, and they're very easy to binge through. Ratchet and Clank games, they're very easy to binge through, unlike some other games. But Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Dexter games, again, there's something special about them. They always follow through, even though this one it can be repetitive.